Kids and cadets, happy Monday. Kind of a crazy weekend. I picked up this 2009 yard machine rider for free. Uncle Brad told me it was on the side of the road. I ran out there and snatched it up. We had taken the bowl off of this. I had dropped the emulsion tube. I went to somebody's video and saw that there's a tube here, and then I went back to my original video of this and saw that the tube was missing. There is a spring in there. I did find the emulsion tube in the dirt after much to do right here. So I just went ahead and ordered another carburetor. I'll start off with a new carb. Since I got this thing for free, I'm just going to start out with a new carb. It's for a buddy of mine. Told him I'd put some blades on it. It needs blades. So, like I said, kind of crazy weekend. I had so many machines come in. These two came in from one of my scrappers. He's a buddy of my delivery scrapper. He brought me these two. I gave 25 each. So we messed with these, got this yard machine going. Roadblock for an air filter. This one started, but I think it's got water in the gas. It would go up and down on the idle. This showed up. Scrapper that delivers actually brought this to me. He sold me another 10 by 10 canopy, and I took in this Poulon Pro, I believe is what this is. Yeah, Poulon Pro. We got to go through this, see what the story is. So I had shown you the picture of these. Working in the yard, guy said he's seen me out here before. He stopped and said, "Hey, do you buy mowers?" I said, "Yeah." He came back in 30 minutes with these two. So I gave 80 bucks for them. I know it's a lot. I first said 70 because I thought they looked in pretty good condition. I think he found this stuff on the side of the road. He kept telling me he didn't know anything about the Echo grass trimmer. So I think there may be something going on with this thing. He kept telling me he didn't know. So maybe there's a hole in the piston. We're going to find out. So I guess we can start with this Zhongchen. This is a crafty. It's a 2017 model year, built the 12th month of 2017. Looks super clean. I've messed with a couple of these Powermore slash Zhongchens, and this one will be no different. Let's see if this thing's going to be worth our while. The engine number is the 1 Tango 65 Rub RUB. We did an exact video on one of these Powermore labeled machines. The 1 Tango 65 Rub Romeo Uniform Bravo. The craftsman model number is the 247.374600 is the model number. You don't need the serial number. I won't read you that. Model number is important for parts. It's the 247 period 374600. So with that craftsman number, you'll probably get wheels and deck stuff. You're going to have to go to Zhongchen for engine stuff. Sometimes they don't list engine parts when you're doing the crafty search because they outsource engines. And this could have any number of engines on it, depending on what they can get cheapest. Let's look at the air filter. It's got these air filters I don't like. It's just a foam ring, but not bad. At least there was a filter there. Sometimes they're totally missing. I still can't find my turkey baster, so we're just gonna zap these with some happy juice. It's got a full, nearly full tank. Let's prime it and see what it does. Maybe we're going to be surprised. This guy didn't say anything about running issues on these two. From what I could gather, he just got these on the side of the road. And I gave my card. I told him to give me a call if he comes up with any more. He said he only picks up good ones that look nice. I said, pick them all up. I'll give you a couple of bucks for stuff that's rusty and missing parts. So he said he would. So let me prime this 2017 Crafty and see if it does anything. What do you say? Hey. So start and stall, maybe water in the fuel. I probably should have checked oil. So I was kind of surprised this thing started. That was unexpected. Let me get a paper towel. We'll look at the oil. I'm not following proper protocol here. I should get a step-by-step list like the car dealers do. Check tire pressure, oil, antifreeze, yada, yada, yada. I should come up with a Tommy time worksheet. So on these young chins, they're like the Colas and the Honda. You just put the dipstick on the hole. I should probably put this on a level surface. Wheels are all wonky. Let me straighten these wheels out. They're all discombobulated in different levels. Okay, let me bring you forward now that we're on even ground. I've got the wheels in the same positions. We're gonna check this out with Mr. Chicken. What do we got for oil? It's right there, so it's within tolerance. Just looking down into the hole, it doesn't look completely worn out. There's still some brownness to this oil. Probably the original oil. 2017. So we're going to try starting this again, see if it just runs and then stalls, if I can get the thread started. I just did. I asked him about bags. He said he didn't have bags. Both the Toro and this Crafty have bag flaps. Okay, blade is in good condition. There's no wear on the high side. It just needs to be sharpened up. So I don't think this thing has seen much use. Maybe they killed it with 10% ethanol fuel. So this will be a good seller. I know you guys don't want me buying Chinese junctions, but I kind of saw these two and thought, oh, Tecumseh engine, they're out of business. And then we got a Zhongchen. Nothing here was ordinary in these two, except for the Echo Weed Eater. Okay, let me prime it again. Okay, gave it some good priming action. kicked off. Okay, ran a little better. The reason I tilted it back, I was going to try to move the water to the back of the bowl probably, or hopefully, so it would be picking up straight gas. So it did run a little longer, and it has the drain here in the front of the bowl. I could drain the water off of it, but I'll probably go through the whole thing, even though I probably don't need to. I could turn this to the side, get rid of that ethanol gas, drain the bowl here, or remove the whole bowl itself. They got cheap and there's no fuel shut off here like the Hondas. I could do the job right now if it had a fuel shut off, turn it off and do the work. We may come back to this. I've got some vice grips. We could pinch this and drop the bowl. But let's move over to this old Tecumseh. Not a bad looking machine. Plastics are fantastic. Usually you get some cracking here on the beauty ring. This happens to be an 06 Toro 6.5 Tecumseh. So far for $80 investment, I'll get it back on this crafty. Let's see what we can do with this Toro. Okay, oil looks good, and it's at the full mark, if you can see that. So I'm not disappointed yet. Okay, bone dry, so I don't know what's going on with this thing. I got fresh Wawa fuel nearby. What's the air filter look like? Oh, the magic filter, or the invisible filter. They're very inexpensive and they're readily available. We could drop the bowl on this one as well and check this out. But let's add fuel to this. So it's hopeful when there's no fuel in it. Did somebody store it properly? Some retired small engine mechanic knows best. Okay, why isn't this thing lining up? I'm going to leave this off if I can't get this stupid thing to go. I don't know. Maybe it's on there. Let me grab some fuel. Let's get busy with this thing. So 62 degrees, kind of a cool weekend. I had to turn the heat on a little bit overnight, but I'm sure it's a lot better than you guys in Minneapolis, St. Paul, -3. That kind of sucks. But it's going to warm up to 80, 81 this week. So come on down to Southwest Florida. It's going to be a fantastic week. Yeah, I went out this morning and with my shorts on and thought, well, it could be a lot worse. It was probably in the low 50s before the sun started warming things up. Okay. A little bit of fuel, enough to start it. Let me prime it and pull, and then we'll go on to the echo. I've got some 2-cycle fuel here. Maybe we'll remove the plug on that thing and put a couple of drops down the hatch. Let me move this adjuster to the high position. I can't because they're rusty. I'm just going to be kicking up some sand. Let me reposition you. I don't want to kick up sand. We'll give Mr. Snake a ride. Okay, let's see what happens. Gave it plenty of priming. Okay, start and stall. Is there a little bit of bad gas still in the bowl? Didn't sound too bad. No banging or clanking. Compression feels good. I'm going to get happy juice and maybe work it through one of these cracks in the filter and give it a good squirt. Okay, that was a good squirt. Okay, start and stall. Why don't we turn this on the side and check the bowl? Hopefully we don't lose a lot of gas. I'm gonna turn this over. Kind of position you right here. I think it's a 1/2 inch. I'm going to grab a 1/2 and see how dirty this thing is. Okay. Working on the fly as usual. Here's a 1/2, and it's not a 1/2. Okay, let's try a 13 or 14. I think it's 13. Yeah, that's 14, and that didn't cut it. Thirteen. There you are, 13. So we're going to lose some gas, whatever in the bowl. But since the tank's facing down, we should be good. Okay, I see some moisture dripping down. Okay, we got water droplets. Let me grab my air hose. The issue is going to be this bowl gas. It's kind of torqued out right there. I do have some of these Tecumseh gaskets because I was messing with these like 2 years ago. I got a huge batch of Tecumsehs in that would like one after another, and then last year it seemed to be quantums one after another. So I think it runs in different spurts. Okay, I just blasted out the jet, and it seems to be free and clear. You would take a bread wrapper, clean out the holes here in the jet, that little baby hole there. Don't forget that one. It doesn't go all the way through. It's just on one side, so don't forget it, and then straight down the middle. Okay, I think I'm free and clear. I got rid of the moisture in here. I should probably take a little carb cleaner and give it a little blast here and get rid of that moisture. So let me do that. This might be a quick fix. I don't like turning them on the side like this because the pin for the bowl always wants to slide down and create havoc when I want to put the bowl back on. The pins gets in the way, but it looks like it's going to clear it. So let me try to straighten out this bowl gasket. I don't know if it's going to work. It probably worked to start, but then it's going to start leaking out. I just want to check transmission and just listen to the engine. This is just going to be a temporary fix. The O-ring here is kind of messing me up. What I think I'm going to do is take it off of the bowl and then put it on the carburetor. Then put the bowl on. There's always a way around stuff, because there's a nice lip here I can wrap it around. It's easier to manipulate it like this. I think a pick would help me bring up the gasket and put it over the lip. Kind of like putting a tire on a rim. You just got to work it around. Make it happy until you're happy. And then everybody's happy. Okay, I'm going to give it one more attempt by hand and then grab the pick. I think I did it. So you just got to threaten it with a pick and it'll comply. Okay, move my pin for the float back up. Okay, bowls seem to go on even. Let's put the brass jet / nut in place. Super clean machine though. Hardly any wear on the drive tread back here on the rear wheel drive. I hope it wasn't that couple of drops of water in this thing that crippled it. Okay, we'll put this on all fours and see if a ton of gas pours out of the bowl. What do they got for a plug? Looks like a Champion. Bowl is dry. There's no fuel leaking out. Prime the shit out of it. Let's pull. Let me remove the plug, make sure there's no moisture there creating havoc. And then I'm going to move back over to the Zhongchen. No rust on the wire. Yeah, there is a little bit of moisture here. Right there. Let me take my air gun, clean this off. Blast it off. I'm going to pull on the machine and force any moisture in the cylinder out, hopefully. Let's do that. A couple of pulls. I'm going to put a clip on the bail bar and check spark. Since we got the plug in our hand, why not do double duty? Save time, save money. Okay, ground it out against the head or the muffler. Okay, we got spark. Start over. Prime it and go. Okay, that worked out good. Transmission was intermittent. I think we just needed adjustment. There's a lot of slack up here. It would engage and then hesitate and then engage. I think I can correct that. This is too much slack here on the personal pace. So what you would do, 11 millimeter, bring the cable closer to the engine, get rid of some of this slack so it engages quicker. Because with all this slack, what you're doing is all your throw of the personal pace is used to get rid of that slack. So by that time, you're down here before you eliminate the slack, and there's not enough room down here to engage it anymore. So you're using all your throw to eliminate this big hanging clothesline. So I'll take this any day of the week. Nice looking Toro. We were into this for 80. We still have to look at the Echo. So why don't we do that? Where can I put you? In this spot right here. Okay, so there's no fuel in this thing. It looks like the fuel lines, oh, there we go. We got a broken fuel line. So right away we need some fuel lines. I don't know if that's the return. The breather's still there. So what I can do is maybe remove the plug real quick, put a couple of drops of mix down there, or maybe direct into the carburetor. This is probably the easiest way. Put the switch to on. That helps. Let's just see if this thing fires off for a second. So I've got a little container with some mix in it. I think it's 40 to 1. Let me just shake the can and try to pour some raw fuel into this. It's not scientific by any means. Probably could have used carb cleaner. Oh, I screwed up. I screwed up big time. I grabbed the wrong container. This is a gallon of diesel fuel for cleaning parts. So that was my mistake. I was wondering why my label wasn't on it. I marked the 2-cycle 40 to 1. Anyway, so diesel fuel isn't going to do anything but lubricate the cylinder walls. Let me just pull this through a couple of times. It's not going to hurt anything. Let me try to grab the 2-cycle, otherwise I'm just going to happy juice it with straight carb cleaner. Darn it. I don't see my 2-cycle mix handy. So I'm just going to carb clean it. Do it that way. I'll give you the model number of this. I gave it to you over the weekend, but I'll give it to you now. It's the GT-200 Romeo. Gamma Tango-200 Romeo. assembled in the USA. Okay, that was plenty. Put it on cold start choke. Put all this back together again. These carburetors are cheap if I had to get another carb. No more than 15. If you pay 15, you get hoses. You get another filter here. And another aftermarket plug. Okay. Here we go. 21.2 cc engine family 5 Echo Hilo X-Ray Sierra 0214 Echo Frank. Let's pull on it. I'll give it full throttle. It kicked off. Okay, so that wanted to run. Smoky. That was probably the diesel fuel that was coating the cylinders. So I'm happy. 80 bucks. Go through this thing. I really don't like 2-cycle. I get people showing up for mowers. They say, do you have weed eaters or blowers? I usually tell them no, because I don't like messing with these. But if I've got 1 or 2 around, they always get sold. People buy them. They're just not a big money maker. So tell me what you guys think. Okay, so that O-ring is an issue. Might have been dry too, because it's dripping down here on the carb. It's filling up and coming out the intake hole and dripping down the invisible air filter. So I got to turn this thing up on its side. We got a big pool of gas here. So it did take a while for it to start leaking, but it did. So Toro GTS guaranteed to start 2006. That's a winner. And the 2017 Crafty built 12th month of 2017. So not a very old machine. This is going to be an easy cleanup. So even if the motor was crap, that Zhongchen, it's got the standard high wheel frame here. I could throw a Briggs on it, but we're not going to have an issue with the Zhongchen at all. That's going to be a complete sellable unit. So let me know what you guys think on this Monday overview. 3 turds for 80. I said 70 initially, just out of my butt. And then he thought about for a minute. He squeezed another 10 bucks out of my butt. 3 for 80. We're going to sell them, and I'll make money even at 80 bucks for the group. They just need some love and attention. As always, I appreciate you coming out, checking out Tommy Time. You guys are great. You're always looking at this junk on 4 wheels. Mr. Cluck and I really appreciate you subscribing if you can. If you want to see more of this junk on 4 wheels, like and subscribe. That motivates Mr. Cluck to go in the barnyard and do more videos. Have a good rest of the week. If you don't stop by again tomorrow to see more junk, continue to have a good week. Like to see you tomorrow, though, if you can. Stop by, say hello. We'll do some other videos. Probably this Poulon Pro is going to be Tuesday's show of the day. Don't know anything about it, just looked at it and said 20 bucks. He said, hell yeah, 2013 Poulon Pro. We'll check this big yellow turd out here momentarily. But today's was the 3 for 80. Have a good day. Thanks again. See you soon.